that. Oh my god. He literally makes himself into a little cube. Oh, that is adorable. Thank you for unrolling, my friend. Hey there, everybody. This is Tiger Eye Gaming, and welcome back to a brand new episode of our Minecraft 1.21 Let's Play. First off, as you can hopefully see behind me, we did manage to locate our horse. This man got so stuck, it was so annoying. It was such a pain. This man got stuck. He went down here, kind of went in a little bit further. I don't know if you can see it while we're on the stairs, but there we go. Basically, he got stuck in that waterfall, pushed all the way down, so I couldn't even see him. Then I finally went down to check, and there he was. So, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that he stays leashed up from now on, because these boys, they do like to wander. And speaking of wandering, I also did find our sniffer too. He kind of wandered pretty far, but he at least wasn't that hard to find because I could see him. He was just kind of on that patch right over there that's connected to this little cherry blossom area. So yeah, we got our sniffer back. Hopefully he'll find some fancy little plants for us, but even if he doesn't, just look at this guy. Come on, isn't he cute? Look at that sniffing animation. Do it again. Love that. Thank you. But anyways, speaking of our animals, our horse and our sniffer, that's actually one of the main two things that we want to accomplish this episode. Get some more protection for these cute little doggies right here. Oh, and by the way, I guess this guy must have just grown up because like 2 minutes ago, I thought he was a puppy. But okay, regardless, we want to get some protection for our newly grown adult dog here, and then our other 4 dogs as well. We want to get some doggy armor for the very first time, which means we got to go looking for some armadillos. And you know what? I think that's a great way to start off the video. So it is getting to be nighttime, so I think we will go ahead and sleep in just a second. But after that, I think we're good to go ahead and head due west, which is actually, sorry, it would be that way, the way I'm pointing, but it's this direction towards the sun. I did go ahead and check on Chunk Base. And once we head due west, we should eventually hit a savanna biome where hopefully we'll find some armadillos. I did a little bit of inventory prep, basically just grabbed a crafting table, a boat, a bed so we could sleep any nights away that we have while we're there. And then I also grabbed a bunch of copper ingots, feathers, and sticks. That way, hopefully, we won't be short on supplies when it comes to making brushes, which is one of the ways that you can get some armadillo scoots. All right, I think we should be good to go. I went ahead and woke up one of our dogs so he can come along with us, be the first recipient of some fancy new armor. But yeah, time to head due west, and hopefully we'll run into that savanna biome sooner rather than later. And you know what? While we're making that trek due west, that did just remind me of something that I wanted to talk about with you guys, which is, for the first time ever actually, I went ahead and trimmed this world. So if you're not familiar, what that means is I basically deleted chunks that were, outside of our kind of home area, so that they could be regenerated with the new 1.21 generation. Now, you could argue I should have done that before we went and found a trial chamber, but we were able to find one of those pretty close to where we spawned in anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But the reason why I did that is that hopefully it's going to make finding armadillos a lot easier. Alright, quick pause while I realized that actually most of what we're going to be traveling is over this big lake, so I went ahead and left our horsey behind. But yes, that's right, we trimmed our world, so honestly I think we might already be in chunks that are newly generating, since really we spend a lot of our time right nearby our cherry blossom donut, and we haven't really done that much in any area outside of it. So I think that's probably why you just saw that big lag spike there, because this is really newly generated land. Now, I don't think the generation's going to be pretty much any different except for any trial chambers underneath the world here, but hopefully it should be easier to find armadillos, because once we travel to that savanna, the mob cap, well, there shouldn't be any mobs that were pre-generated there, and thus they're, still hanging around. Due to the way the passive mob cap works, I believe it should kind of just spawn in all new mobs, which means that there's a greater chance of armadillos spawning in than if we just went there and, cows, sheep, whatever, had spawned in there already. Now, as I waffle on about mob caps and such, here we go. You can see the acacia trees in the distance, and we're almost there. And if you want an example real quick of what I was talking about when it comes to trimming the world and trimming some chunks, this right here is still grass, even though it's underwater. If I had been here before, this probably would have had time to turn into dirt, but since the chunks have been regenerated, it's still grass. We'll probably see a couple more things like that. Maybe we'll see some water flowing down, some lava flowing down, things like that. Those are perfectly viable things that could happen now that the chunks have been trimmed and regenerated. All right, all right, all right. We've officially crossed into the savanna biome. We're going to take a quick detour here, hopefully put out this wildfire. And then we will get looking for some armadillos. We haven't found any armadillos yet, but we did find this nice little savanna village. It is very cute. I love the way these ones look because I'm a big fan of orange. However, it's not really what we're looking for right now. I think I've seen llamas, I've seen horses, I've seen chickens, cows, pigs, literally sheep. I've seen literally everything but an armadillo so far. Well, this isn't exactly what we're looking for, but it does give me a chance to demonstrate something new in this update. We can now kill this guy, and instead of getting the bad omen effect, what we get is that little bottle. There we go. And yeah, see, no bad omen effect, but we did get the ominous banner, and we got an ominous bottle of bad omen too. I, for one, am very grateful that we can now kill those guys and they're annoying, randomly spawning everywhere, without having to worry about accidentally starting a raid. Oh, well, it took long enough. These guys are low-key very little, and they're pretty hard to spot. But there we have, oh, there's a second one. There we have our first few armadillos in this world. Ugh, that was surprisingly difficult. I found so many cows, so many sheep, so many chickens, even some llamas before I found these guys. They were not easy to locate. But here we are. Oh, look at the adorable way that these guys waddle. That is so cute. Okay, now look, I don't want to be mean, but I do want to show off another behavior that they do. So let's, run. Look at that. Oh my god. He literally makes himself into a little cube. Oh, that is adorable. Thank you for unrolling, my friend. But all right. I think since we got this guy, oh, sorry, buddy. Didn't even mean to do that one. I think what we want to do right now is go ahead and make ourselves a brush. Nope, I did that backwards, of course. Hold on. Oh my gosh, okay. Got it wrong 2 different ways. But I think it's time that we give this guy a little right click and we see what happens. Oh, isn't it so cute? Oh, it is so cute. Thank you, buddy. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We got our very first armadillo scoot. And another thing that I want to highlight real quick, look at that. That's a brand new brush. I literally just crafted it. What did that take off? 16 damage? That's right. So I guess it's kind of a way. Yep. Okay. I just wanted to right click and make sure. I guess it's kind of a way that you can't get too many of these scoots too easily. Brushing an armadillo just once with the brush takes off 16 durability. That's kind of crazy. 16 durability. So look at that. I clicked on that guy 2 times and I did manage to get 2 scoots, but it took off half the durability of my brush. That's why I wanted to bring so many sticks, feathers, and copper ingots, just because I knew, like, if I want to get a good number of these things, I'm going to have to use a lot of brushes. So there we go. We just got 4 armadillo scoots, but it broke our entire brush. However, that is a-okay. I come armed with a new one, and we're going to give this guy 4 more brushes, and then let's head back over to the crafting table, because I want to craft, for the very first time, some dog armor. There we go. The way you do it is make a little backwards H, basically. That's the way I view it. So you make that little backwards H, and you get this wolf armor. There you go. Now, unfortunately, the doggy that I meant to bring on this trip, he kind of got stranded behind on the shoreline since we crossed that huge lake. There was nowhere for him to teleport alongside me. So we're going to have to try this out a little bit later. But I think since we're here, I'm going to brush this armadillo and his little friend over there a few more times. Hopefully we can get enough scoots to get armor for at least 2 or 3 of our dogs. Oh, and I forgot to record it before I picked up the item, but there was just a scoot lying on the ground right here, which is another part of their behavior that I think is good to highlight. These guys, much like chickens, will just drop eggs at random intervals. These guys, oh, hey, why you pushed into me, man? Dang. But these guys will just randomly drop scoots at certain intervals. Now, I think the timing is exactly the same as the chickens. I don't remember exactly what that timing is. I want to say it's something like every 5 minutes. So what that means is, if you want, you can make a pretty easy passive scoot farm. Just get a few of these guys in a little fenced-off area, get some hoppers, and boom, you've got pretty much infinite scoots. It's just a lot slower than, actually taking a brush and actively brushing them in order to get the number that you want. However, that does transition into why I have these 2 leads with me. I would like to bring these 2 guys back to our home base, and hopefully we can set them up in a little pen. We can start breeding them with some spider eyes, which is what they like to eat. And then hopefully we could have a huge number of armadillo scoots, enough for all of our dogs in our ever-growing dog army. And all right, there we go. 2 adorable little armadillos on our leashes. Now I think all it's time to do is head on back over to our boat, and we can start. Oh, there's a third. All right, well, you know what, buddy? You can be the naturally generating armadillo who stays in his homeland. I am going to, No, you know what? Your friends are going to explore. That's what it is. They're exploring. You guys want to do this, right? Oh, they're all walking towards me. Oh, don't guilt me. It's just Minecraft. They're not real. But all right, putting to one side any thoughts of me forcibly removing these guys from their homeland, we're actually going to explore another amazing 1.21 feature. This one is low-key a huge improvement to quality of life. Now, I just have to figure out how to use it effectively. Okay, there we go. Got them in the boats very easily. Now I'm going to place down my boat. Actually, no. Before that, what I want to do is stop glitching. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is right-click on the boat with this lead. Oh, wait, no. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, you get back in the boat. Oh, it can never be easy with these guys, huh? But there we go. What I did was I right-clicked on the boat itself, and now I am able to lead this boat around, which is absolutely amazing. What I'm going to do now is I am going to set my boat back down, and I believe, if I understand this right, I can just go forward, and they're coming along with me. Oh my gosh, this makes things so much easier. This could also be revolutionary for moving villagers around. Really, it's a big quality of life change for moving any sort of entity around. Wonderful. All right, so what I'm going to do is find my way back to that big old lake, cross it, and then get back to our home with our brand new friends. And look at that. As soon as we get back to land, we still have our armadillos in tow. Actually, did I manage to take these guys? Oh, that is so interesting. While they're in a boat, if you have them on the lead, that actually makes things a lot easier. Maybe I'll just keep them in the boat. But anyways, what I was going to say is that we did find our doggy again. So you know what? We can actually go ahead and... Oh, look at that. Oh, he looks adorable. I believe you can dye this stuff. I could be wrong, but I believe you can. So once we get back home, that's definitely something we're going to have to try. This is such like a hilarious sight to me. But another one of the funny things about all this is that this whole time, while the armadillos have been in this boat and while it's been leashed, both on the water and now here on land, they've still been plopping out the scoots every now and then. So every now and then I'll just hear a little boop, and I'll know that one of them has just shed another scoot, which is great. Oh, this ended up actually being a lot easier than so many trips to different biomes to bring back an animal have been. Now, we do still have our camel somewhere, actually. I'm just being reminded of that. I really got to find that guy, because I have no idea where he's gotten to. Well, all right, folks. Here we are. Right back by our passive sheep farm. And, oop, at the very last hurdle, I seem to have lost these guys. Let's grab our lead back, put it back on. Now, come on. Drag these guys the last few steps. And voila. There we go. We officially brought these armadillos back to our cherry blossom base. Now, I don't quite know if I'm going to do it yet, at least not during the episode, but I think probably in between episodes, it wouldn't be that hard at all to set up that kind of passive scoot farm that I was talking about earlier, where you really just have these guys inside of a fenced area, you put some hoppers down, and over time, the scoots will collect, so we'll be able to protect all of our doggies. But yeah, in the meantime, since I'm not planning to do that during the episode, I think these guys are good to sit and chill here. I can leave them inside the boat so that they don't wander off like all of our other animals seem to do. And yeah, I think we now have, let's see, we have 13. That's at least enough to make one more. Is it enough to make two more? No, I think we're one. Oh, as I say that, we now have 14. That's enough to make two more sets of doggy armor. Let's head on up and see if I was right about that dyeing thing when it comes to dyeing this armor different colors. All right, so I've just gone ahead and grabbed a random poppy, which apparently is the first time I've made red dye in this game. And where is this guy? Let's see if this does actually do anything. Come back, come back. No, dang, okay, I guess I was misremembering. Oh, well, that's a shame. But hey, at least our guy is looking nice and decked out in his fancy new armor. Anyways, just to be a bit more of a completionist, let's go ahead and craft our remaining scoots into some wolf armor. Oh, and you know what? I counted that wrong, actually. I thought it was 7 that you needed for the recipe, but it's actually just 6. Regardless, let's go out here, and we have our one armored guy over there. Let's see how it looks on the traditional pale wolf. Okay, nice, nice. I like the little nose piece, very cute. And let's stick it on another one of these guys. Oh, delightful. You guys look amazing. Don't you two worry. We'll get some stuff for you very soon. Well, that sounds like a successful day, right? Time to end the episode? Nope. Not yet, not yet. We got one more thing to do, and that one thing also happens to require brushes. It's going back to that trail ruin that we found in last episode and exploring one for the very first time. First off, though, we are just real quick going to test this out. I grabbed a bunch of spider eyes, so we are going to right-click and right-click. Can you guys actually breed while you're in a boat? Apparently you can. Oh, look at this guy. Oh, he is so tiny. That is absolutely adorable. Oh, what a cutie pie. But all right, thanks, guys. You can wander around. Go ahead. I'll come back and get you guys later. All right. We got some sleep. We got a bunch of material for brushes. We have just the bare essentials in our inventory other than that. And, well, I think it's time to head on out to that trail ruin and see what we can find. Just a quick survey while we're passing through the village. How many iron golems do we have? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think there was a third over here. Is that right? Yep, 10. We got 11, 12. What else do we have? We got 13, 14, 15, 16. Did I count those two? I think so. All right, 17. That was some messy counting, but I think we have at least 17 iron golems in this village. What's going on with you guys, man? All right. We made our way back to the spot where we went down to explore the trial chambers, which means that the little area over here cannot have been too far away. Where was it? Like right around here somewhere? I know it was right on the border of the jungle and the birch forest. Okay, here we go. I found it. All right, I think it's time to, well, before I forget, leash up our horse so he doesn't get halfway to Timbuktu by the time we turn around. And then, well, I think it's time to start excavating this thing for the very first time. Okay, I believe I've spotted our first piece of suspicious gravel, so let's do a little right click and... Ooh, what is that? Oh, it's yellow dye. Okay. I worry that we might end up having a lot of that. Things where I'm like, ooh, what's that? And then it's like a kind of a lame piece of loot. I think, if anything, that's probably my biggest gripe with the archaeology feature. It's just that the loot isn't always very exciting, which, like, you know, I get the things like the pottery sherds. That's great. That makes a lot of sense. But in some ways, you know, I think the loot should be like a little better in some cases, you know what I mean? I do have to say, after going through the somewhat traumatic experience of having to do a whole lot of suspicious gravel mining underwater without respiration or aqua affinity, this is like infinitely better. It's a lot easier to tell if any of these blocks are suspicious, and well, for the ones that aren't, it's an easy just one click to try and make sure that I don't take out any suspicious blocks by accident. And what do we have here? Is that some blue dye? Yes, it is. All right, well, if anything, at least we can expand our dye stashes. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Not gonna lie, I didn't know that these like hardened glazed blocks were actually a part of these trail ruins. That's really neat. Here, let me break it real quick and see what it's called again. Yeah, glazed terracotta. I did not know that they were a part of these. That's really cool. If you guys have any thoughts about the overall archaeology system that's in Minecraft right now, please do let me know in the comments. I really am interested to hear what other people's thoughts are on it, because on the one hand, I think like as a concept, it's, you know, great. But on the other, I just don't know if it's really been implemented in a way that's all that exciting into the game. Like, I like the idea that sniffers, you know, sniffer eggs come from a specific spot, and I like the idea that, you know, the idea of having suspicious blocks where you brush them and everything. But especially in structures like this, I also kind of feel like there's just not enough suspicious blocks, you know what I mean? And what have we got here? We've gotten the danger pottery sherd. I honestly can't remember if I've gotten that one or not. I'm not gonna lie, I do not have an encyclopedic memory of what all the different pottery sherds are, but that is cool. Always happy to get one of those. We can certainly build out our our fancy pot collection after getting a whole bunch at the trial chamber we explored. But yeah, back to what I was saying, let me know what you guys think about archaeology. I think as a concept, it's really cool. I just remember getting so excited when the concept was first revealed, multiple years ago at a Minecraft Live. But I don't know, I don't feel like it's ended up being all that game-changing. Maybe that's okay, though. Maybe not every new feature has to be a complete game-changer. I don't know. This is just turning into the Minecraft discussion podcast. Ooh, that's actually handy. Nice. But yeah, this just turning into the Minecraft discussion podcast while I excavate this whole thing. Because I'm not going to lie, this is fun. I am enjoying the chance to excavate this guy. And I've heard that these trail ruins can actually get pretty big. I remember seeing a video of one in like spectator mode, and just seeing, how far it expanded out was actually pretty impressive. What is that? Oh, it's a candle. See, all these like unique little textures. I'm like, ooh, what is it? And then it's a, pretty common, easily obtainable item. Oh, and you know what? I think another thing about these trail ruins and about archaeology in general, to be fair, this one might be a little bit on me, because what I was going to say is, I think that the way they fill up your inventory is just really a pain to deal with. And the part that I think is a little bit my fault is that I did not enable bundles when starting this world. And actually, that's something that I meant to talk about. Before I started recording for this episode, I really tried to Google and find a way to implement a data pack even after the world has already been created. And I found a couple sites. I saw a video on it, and I saw a Reddit post too that gave the same instructions. And I followed those instructions, but I just couldn't get the data pack for bundles to actually stick. Because I was thinking about having this exact problem, having a couple of, many different items, and how that would really clog up my inventory. And bundles, I think, are genuinely a pretty good solution to that problem. The thing is, I wasn't able to enable them since I didn't initially enable them when creating this world. So yeah, if you guys happen to know how to do that, especially in Minecraft 1.21, please let me know, because the videos that I was seeing for potentially past versions, they just weren't working for me for whatever reason. I would open up the NBT editor program. I would edit the things as mentioned in the videos. I think it was like you have to you add like a new item called enabled something, and then you have to add like a few new list items, Minecraft Vanilla, Minecraft 1.21, or rather Minecraft 1_21, and then you enable Minecraft :bundle, but it just wasn't working for me for whatever reason. I would get to the home screen, I'd open it up, the world would even say, experimental feature next to it, so I thought it would work. But then I'd open the world up and it would just default to not being there. And then I'd go back to the NBT editor and the things that I had previously added were just gone. So I'm not quite sure. Something must be overwriting it. I don't know if there's something that I'm doing incorrectly, or if maybe something's just changed in this recent update. I don't know. But long story short, if you know how to enable bundles after already creating the world in Minecraft 1.21, please let me know. Nothing crazy exciting, but here are another few blocks that I don't think I've ever actually crafted before. Yep, there you go. Mud bricks. Very interesting. Do I like how these look? Oh, first off, the sound for them is great. I love that. But I do think I like how they look. It's definitely a unique look, but yeah, it's a texture that, there's a niche for in the game. I think it definitely makes sense that they'd be in these structures as well. And see, this right here is the problem. Our inventory is already once again full. Ugh, man. Well, thankfully a lot of the stuff is kind of junky, so we can probably just toss it to the side, but it is a shame. I really do wish I could enable bundles, because this feels like the perfect feature for them. Oh, hold on. Okay, that's pretty neat. That is absolutely an armor trim that we haven't gotten before. Very cool. What's it called? That's the shaper armor trim. Okay. See, armor trims, I like those a lot. That is definitely like a treasure type of item that I think they've done very well to implement into the game. And that's just another piece of dye. Okay. All right, everybody. With this coarse dirt right above us, I think we have finally made it to the end. This place was absolutely massive. And there we go. I think we have finally mined the last item, the last block inside of this ruin. Oh my god, let's take a quick walking tour. So we got this room right here. This is where we dug down. So this was the part that was visible up on the surface, but this is all the stuff that we dug out. The long section going all the way down here, all the way out here, little outcrop right here, another room over here, then right through this gap, another room similar to the one that we were just in. Then more stuff down here. I think this connects to a cave. And then finally, well, not finally, there's this whole big open section right here. Then a little bit more over here. This technically might be part of the ruin, but I think it might just be a bunch of gravel too, because I don't see any suspicious gravel. And honestly, I'm tired, so we're going to assume it's just a gravel patch and not part of the ruin. And then we even got a little bit more back here. Ugh, my god. It might not look like a ton. I mean, maybe it does, but even if you think it doesn't look like a ton, trust me, this took forever to dig out. And there you go. I guess those might actually have been some of the last blocks. There's a little more coarse dirt around, but at least we get all the important stuff. But anyways, yeah, I thought this thing would take like an hour to clear out max. Honestly, I thought it would take 30 minutes. It's taken like 2, maybe 3 hours. I was trying to be careful with the shovel so I didn't break too many suspicious gravel without brushing them. Oh, and my god, this thing took so long. It is currently like 1 a.m. here. I thought I was going to be done multiple hours ago. So let's head on back to the surface, take a look at all of our loot, then we'll do a real quick outro and I can go to bed. All right. I tried to do a little bit of organization, so we got mostly blocks in here, a few blocks and some kind of random stuff in here, kind of like dyes and a few of the colored glass and stuff like that. And then I'd say we have the more precious loots in there, along with a wooden hoe. But yeah, let's go ahead and go through it. So first off, my shovel almost broke during this entire thing, so I actually had to come out here during a nighttime. You know, several days passed, but during one of the night times we came out here, slayed a few mobs in order to use that mending to get the durability back up. We went through about a brush and a half. I guess it would be a brush and then 24 durability. So yeah, approximately a brush and a half in terms of just all the suspicious gravel we found down there. And then we also found all these blocks. I'm not going to go ahead and total it, but just a ton of cobble, bunch of different types of terracotta, a little bit of some glazed terracotta, a small amount of brick. We also found a few grindstones, a loom, and I think 1 or 2 other workstations. Oh, there were some crafting tables at least. Yeah, that's the gist. Also a bunch of mud brick slabs, etc., etc. Same here, that is continued, mud brick slabs, a little bit more clay, a bunch of gravel, a few different panes of stained glass, a few candles, then a bunch of other kind of random assorted items, lots of, a few wooden hoes, different types of dye, yeah, different stuff. You can all pause and look if you'd like to see the kind of loot that we got. And then finally, we got what I will consider the more special loot. And about halfway through this dig, I was kind of ready to come on here after the dig and say, oh, that was not worth the time. Mojang needs to work on the loot tables for all this suspicious gravel, because I just do not know if it was worth my time. And honestly, I still don't. But by the end of it, I do think we got some better loot than I was giving it credit for halfway through. We managed to get, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new armor trims, including a bunch of duplicates, which is really nice. These look very, very cool. I got to learn the armor trims a little bit better, because offhand, I don't remember what any of them look like. But we can definitely do some experimenting with that, because we've got a good few lying around back home now. And we also managed to get the new music disc. Now, I'm not really a big music disc in Minecraft kind of guy, but this is pretty neat. And I got to admit, I do like how it looks different. That is pretty cool. As far as I'm aware, this is a pretty rare piece of loot, so you know what? I'm happy with that. Not to mention, we did also get some leads, although their usefulness may not be as high now as they were before we visited the trial chamber and got a bunch of slime balls, but still, I'll take a few extra leads. But regardless, like I said, it has gotten very late, and I wanted to finish excavating that whole thing. It took a long time. So you know what? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of these trail ruins. Do you think they're too big, not big enough? Do you think they give adequate rewards? And what do you think about archaeology? I still think that it could probably use some tweaking. I think it's a really cool addition to kind of the lore of Minecraft, and I think the principle of having archaeology in the game is great. I just think it could be improved a little bit in practice. I don't know. It just feels like the rewards that you get could be improved a little bit for the time that you often have to spend doing it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for another episode.